Now, if this is true, this is truly jarring, and it's gonna be a key piece of evidence. But for whatever reason, I still feel like certain people in the community is gonna they don't care. I haven't been able to find a verifiable article on this story. However, shout out to my guy JD Delay 5150. Definitely go check him out. He's saying reports of have surfaced that Carmelo Anthony had previously been suspended from school for having a knife on school grounds. It has also been reported that law enforcement has said that he was skipping school to attend the track meet at another school. Now, of course, we got to wait for all the trial to happen and all the details to rise. But until then, this is what is being reported.
Carmelo Anthony update. Reports are now being made that Carmelo Anthony had previously been suspended from school for bringing a knife to school. Law enforcement has also stated that he was not supposed to be at that track meet. He was supposed to be at school that day, and that he was in fact skipping school to be somewhere he wasn't supposed to be. And as we all know, the track meet that he was at, instead of being in school where he was supposed to be, was at, in fact, another school. And in Texas, bringing a knife to school is illegal. So there's a bunch of people on the internet spreading crazy rumors that he didn't have a knife in the backpack. That's not what he killed another kid with. It was a cleat sharpener. But if you took the time, like the 5 minutes that it would take to read the 18 pages of the police report, they retrieved the knife with the blood on it. The blood that matched the victim. The blood that matched Carmelo Anthony's hands on scene. Not one single time in the police report does it mention a cleat sharpener. It seems to me that people are bending over so far backwards to justify the murder of Austin Metcalf that they have officially inserted their heads into their own asses. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments.
I think that if this is true, this is going to be a key detail that even if you are, man, I would like to think even if you are somebody who's on the coach's side of things, if it's, who's delusional in this division, I would like to think that if you do find out that key piece of information, you would go, okay. Now, I'm not going to sit here and, first of all, skip school. On top of that, skipping school with a knife. That sounds like intention. All just speculation, of course, until it officially comes out. Now, yesterday, I remember at that Justice for White Men protest, we disagree with how these two handled themselves yesterday. However, here's a piece from that rally that I think is important.
The only reason why he's not in jail right now is because he's a young black man. If he was a white man, an Hispanic man, any other race, he'd be in jail right now. You better believe you stab someone, you're not getting out of jail. But he's let out of jail because of them. And that's the true racism. The racism of low expectations. It's okay that black people are killing so many white people. It's okay because, it's normal. It's not normal, actually, to kill people. It's not normal, actually, to kill a child. The only reason.
It's not normal to kill people. Amen to that. What if the roles were reversed? Would this be a very different story? Absolutely. Absolutely. Had that been Austin Metcalf and Carmelo been on the opposite end of that, this would have been a very different line of coverage from the left. Prove me wrong. Boy, we can't, right? With the caption, yeah, we can clearly see that he was a pillar for society. Makes no sense now. Sasha Fraz _84 wrote, "This broke me. It's very heartbreaking seeing people celebrate the death of Austin Metcalf. I can't imagine what his family is going through. As a mother, this hits me deeply."
I am a little emotional this morning because I open up this app and all I see is people that look like me celebrating a young man's death and congratulating the murderer. I would hate to be Austin Pierce to open up the internet and see that people are celebrating my child's death and to know that his twin brother watched his brother die in his arms. And there was nothing he could do about it. And it's people that look like me celebrating this, congratulating the murderer. That young man had every intentions on using that knife, because good kids don't carry knives around without thinking that they're going to use them. I don't know no good kid that's in a good place in their mind and in their heart carrying knives around. Good kids go to track meetings and they run. And they are respectful. He went over to someone else's tent and started trouble with the intentions on using a knife. And he did. And then there's people that look like me celebrating it. I am so ashamed. Austin, sweetheart, I apologize. You did not deserve to lose your life in that manner and by an evil child with hate in his heart, because that's what it was. And y'all literally raised money for this kid. Y'all didn't even raise money for the young man's funeral, because if I was Austin's parents, I would sue his parents for every dime that they have. I will sue them so much they will be in the back to the projects. I think y'all should sue them for negligence. Y'all raised $400,000 for this young man. I pray that your $400,000 be in vain. I pray he still go to jail. And I pray he get the help he needs, because he needs it. That young man has hate in his heart. And this is not his last go around with the police. Because y'all done celebrated this man killing another young man. And he's okay with that. Y'all actually congratulating him. While another family is mourning the loss of their child. Now I want y'all to put yourselves in their shoes. Your child gets stabbed, and your other child watched him die in his arms, and then you wake up at the end of the day and see people celebrating your child's death. How would you feel? Would you be okay with that? No, I want you to be very honest, because while y'all celebrating, just know God makes sure He make you feel other people's pain, especially when you laugh about it. You are in times where karma is at its first hand, and it don't wait any longer. It gets you right away. I pray those that laughing feel this pain themselves. Say his name. Austin, baby, rest in peace, sweetie. God got you now.
That was Kitty Berry 1. Now, while I don't pray to condemn, you can definitely feel that she felt the weight of this on her heart as well. Just watching my people celebrate this, man. But there's actually more and more videos coming out like this where you have black people apologizing and saying they send their condolences out to the Metcalf family. But you can only imagine what they're going through just watching them play in their face like this when their son is no longer here. It's beyond insulting. Accountability is kryptonite, right?
I'm trying to find how many of y'all have asked the superintendent or one single board of trustee, why didn't you cancel or postpone? With weather in that magnitude, you couldn't have a track meet in rain or thunderstorm or clouds. Y'all are the media.
Is he really saying this? Again, this is what I talk about, lack of accountability. Where is the accountability? He's trying to push the accountability to someone else. And it's pitiful. It looks so pathetic. And it makes you lose respect for individuals like this. What he's saying is, well, if they weren't under a tent due to bad weather, maybe Karmelo wouldn't have been there and this wouldn't have happened. That's not the school's fault. I played soccer, I ran track, I played baseball, I played football, I played basketball. Basketball doesn't really matter. All those other sports that were outside, right? I've been in inclement weather, playing sports, had games postponed, all that stuff. And none of those events ever ended up with an individual with a knife wound stuck in their chest. Just hasn't happened. That doesn't happen because of weather. That happens because of personal decisions, family upbringing or lack thereof, or lack of teaching a young man how to regulate his emotions. When young men don't understand how to regulate their emotions, they become violent. And I think this is a fair example of that probably happening. Then again, it's still just dumbfounding to me because at the end of the clip, he says this.
Responsible for the safety of the children. And so it seems as if Frisco ISD is trying to push this off.
As I said before, competing in inclement weather does not equal a knife in the chest. Accountability seems like kryptonite. Many of us will do every single thing we can to possibly avoid it. The reality is he made a terrible decision. He made multiple poor decisions. Now he's going to have to deal with the consequences of that. And I find it funny because so many black people will complain about black men being in the system, but no one wants to talk about the decisions black men make that get them in the system. They want to talk about everything but those decisions. And until we actually address the problem, which is decision making, we will continue to have results that we don't like.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and admit, I realized just 5 seconds into this video that I ended up putting this clip in this video, and it was in a previous video. However, I didn't stop it. It still goes on to, you know, the lack of accountability. And then on top of the fact that in the previous clip, we were able to rally together to raise $400,000 for somebody who, a murderer, but no sentiment towards the family. In fact, we actually celebrate their loss. The hypocrisy is beyond insane. This gentleman makes the best statement yet, and too much common sense concerning the Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony encounter. It's not about race, and they keep trying to create this divide.
Yeah, so, you know, I think sometimes some things just need to be said. I've had a couple debates about the whole Austin Metcalf murder. And, you know, basically what I'm getting from this is that there are a lot of people still in 2025 who think that you are just supposed to walk around seeing the whole world through the lens of race. Mm-hmm. And that's just not the person that I am, right? This particular situation, I look at this situation through the lens of a father, right? Because I have a son that plays sports, and I cannot imagine taking my son to a soccer game or a basketball game and the end result is him being dead, you know, stabbed in the chest over what? A argument, a confrontation, a shove, a push. I mean, I don't think that there's a scenario where you could convince me as a father, right? If my kid didn't have a gun, a knife, a stick, a slingshot, a screwdriver, nothing, right? There's nothing that you can tell me to convince me that someone else is justified in stabbing him in the heart and fucking killing him.
Amen.
You can't justify it. I don't give a fuck what color the person is, nothing. Because this is just what I would describe as just everyday teenage boy shit. Like, I used to be 17 years old, right? And we got into little scuffles and mishaps and stuff like that because that's just teenage boy shit. And at no point in time did anybody ever die behind it, at least around me. You understand what I'm saying? And in the situations where it did, nobody was, you know, jumping to defend the killer. I don't understand it, man. And it's sad that this has become, you know, like a race thing, because I thought about this, right? And I don't doubt it for even a second, right? If you took this exact same scenario and just simply swapped the race of the two kids, all the people who are saying this was self-defense, they would be demanding justice. They'd be ready to march up and down the goddamn street, sweating and spitting and hollering and all that shit. I guarantee it.
I agree.
Not only that, but if there was a situation between two black kids, if this was two black kids, all the people who care so much about this wouldn't even give a fuck. They wouldn't give a fuck. And I know this because this type of stuff happens in the community every day. And they don't care. They don't say nothing. Day. Nobody's upset about it. It's just a normal thing. So this is the same thing. This is no different than Black Lives Matter. The only time people care about teenage boys killing each other, because it happen in the hood every single day. The only time these motherfuckers care is when a white person is involved and they can make it a race thing. That's the only time y'all care about what happens with youth in the community. That's the only time. And it's sick. And I want to make just one last point, right? Because again, I'm looking at this through the lens of a father, right? You can call me whatever you want. Uncle Tom, tap dancing for the white man. I don't give a fuck. Say whatever you want. They're now trying to condemn this father for showing up to the press conference, right? Like he's doing something wrong. I salute that man for being able to stand there in silence and holding it together the way he did, because if I had just lost my child and the killer and his family is being paraded around as if they were the victims, if I'm watching these motherfuckers make t-shirts and I'm watching these motherfuckers take pictures.
Oh, man, it's over.
I don't think I could hold it together like that. So I respect it. And it's just funny because, again, if you just swap the race, right? If the black father had showed up to the press conference, right, of the white family who
kicked them out,
killed his
it
son,
would have been...
y'all would be celebrating that shit, man. Look at them. I'm standing up to the white. That's what y'all would be saying. Y'all are a bunch of fucking hypocrites, man. It is what it is. It is what it is.
I mean, there's really no other way to flip the coin on that one. The paradox between this situation and race is just annoying, to say the least. I don't understand how this is not common sense, bro. I really don't get it. We sit here and want to play victim. But if we're not the victim in the situation, the crime, is victimless, essentially. We talk about black on black crime, and then we get hypersensitive. Oh, why we want to talk about it's crime every day? Cool, but y'all always talk about we need to talk about issues in the black community, but we bring up black on black crime. Oh, well, y'all just want to zero in on that. Great talking points, man. We definitely need more people like himself, like myself, like yourself, putting the truth out here, man. Y'all be safe. Please go check out somebody today. You quite literally be saving their life. Thank y'all for all the likes, all the comments, all the shares. All of it is greatly appreciated, and it helps move this channel forward. So be safe.